Good morning. Paul has talked about back in verses 3 and 4 how he thanks God and he's always praying. He's praying with joy for them. He's extolled the partnership they have in the gospel. And in verse 9, he sort of revisits the content of his prayer for them. He says, "And it is my prayer," and there's really three parts to this. Let's look at the first one this morning. "And it is my prayer that your love may abound." More and more, it's a present active, that your love is abounding continually, right? More and more. And then he says, with knowledge and all discernment. With knowledge and all discernment. Why would he want their love to abound, but abound with knowledge and discernment? Now, this is going to be connected to what he says in the next verse that we'll look at in our next thought for the day. But for today, what I want you to think about is this. If we define love as your decision to operate or act in another's best interests, then that decision cannot be governed merely by your own natural lights, nor can it be governed by your own impulses, nor can it be governed by what might seem appropriate in the relationship. Instead, we have to follow here something Paul says. Your love may abound more and more with knowledge and all discernment. I need and you need to be able to read the room in one another's lives well, asking crucial questions about what has brought them to this place in their life. What issues are at play in their life? How would God have them respond in this situation? What would it look like to glorify Him? What is it that God expects in terms of His law and His character? What kind of a response comports with the gospel? How could I best come alongside that in some definitive way and encourage the right kind of response to the given situation or actions in this particular context? Notice the questions are geared towards understanding, and not just understanding where they've come from, but parlaying that forward into where we're headed now, both in relationship, but also in regard to encouraging them for forward movement. Paul's going to do that in this letter. He's going to talk frankly with them about, as I mentioned in a previous thought for the day, when we started Philippians, a core passion, a core principle, core pursuit. He's going to get after these things with an eye to what love, the best interests for them living in the core of gospel faith demands. We have to do the same. So we don't land on a situation and say, what would make them feel the best? We land in a situation and we ask those sets of questions that get at what really is in that individual's best interest. What defines their best interest? Or better, who defines their best interest? That's always God. Not them and not me. Not them and not you. Not them and not the culture. Always God. May the Lord bless you as you seek to love people in a way that comports with where God is taking them in their best interests for His glory. Take care.